In today's video, we're going to be talking about Facebook audiences, where we can create the Facebook audiences, the 3 types of audiences you can create, and how powerful these can be, especially the lookalike features of Facebook audiences if you haven't used that before. All right, guys, so without further ado, let's jump right into the video, and I'll give you guys an over-the-shoulder look on how to create Facebook audiences that can help you become more profitable when you're running Facebook ads. All right, so let's talk audiences. The first thing you need to do is go to business.facebook.com. This will take you to the home Facebook business page that you manage. So this page should start looking familiar to you by now. If you manage multiple, there's this left drop-down menu here that will allow you to select the one that you currently want to work on. And to get to the audiences tab, you're going to select all tools. You're going to click audiences under advertise. Now I've already opened that up, so we'll go right to it. So if you've never created an audience for your Facebook business page, this is what the page is going to look like. I'll show you what a page looks like if you already have audiences, and we'll go through a few of those here shortly. But there's 3 types of audiences you can create: a custom audience, a lookalike audience, and a saved audience. So a custom audience is an audience of individuals who've already interacted with your business. So this can be people who have engaged with your Facebook business page, engaged with Facebook posts, watched specific amounts of your videos, or it can be even deeper than that. It can be people who have landed on your website, visited your website, booked an appointment with you in the past, individuals who've purchased a product or a service from you in the past. You can upload all that information, and just to show you how important this can be for you, let's say you're a service company such as a massage parlor, where you know that people can get massages on a recurring basis, and you want to just stay on top of mind of your current customer base. So you can upload your list of customers up into Facebook as a custom audience, and I'll show you how to do that here shortly. And you can essentially create a retargeting ad that shows an ad that says, hey, just a reminder, you can give us a call whenever you need a massage, and that can show to people that are already your customers. That way you can make sure that they keep coming to you on a recurring basis. And you can also take that custom audience of your customer base and create a lookalike audience, which lookalike audience is Facebook's way of taking the characteristics of the custom audience you uploaded and them finding the similar types of people on Facebook or Instagram. So now let's say that same massage parlor wants to get new clients. So instead of just doing a generic ad and dropping a zip code, you can tell Facebook, hey, I have this list of customers that I love that are coming on a recurring basis. They're a good customer base, and I want to find people just like them in the same area. That will create a lookalike audience, and now you can start advertising to people that aren't aware of your company and your service, and see if you can start getting more traction and building a wider customer base. A saved audience is just really any of the audiences you've built. So it can be a custom audience that you save that can be interjected with interests or exclusions. I'll talk to you guys about interests. So you can also create audiences based on interests. So say you are again, we can talk about the massage parlor. Let's say you're doing massages and you want to work mainly with athletes. You can use certain sport teams or certain sports as interests. So you could type in the interests while you're creating an audience. You can go soccer, basketball, baseball, football, and then that's creating an audience of people who like those sports. You might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, if they like them, maybe they play them. You can also get a little bit more detailed by creating exclusions, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But let me show you what a audience manager looks like once it's already completed. So this is another account of ours. So I'll show you there's many types of audiences you can create, and this is a great thing about it. So we're just going to go down this list, and I'm going to show you a few right away. So we have a custom audience right here that we built based on an engagement video. So remember what I told you earlier, a custom audience is an audience that's already shown interest in your brand, your service, your product. So in this case, this is a custom audience of people who've watched a specific video. So Facebook has the the knowledge, the know-how to understand and track the people who watch videos on their platform. So we created a video ad, and I'll click this real quick and I'll explain the details of this for you. So we put in this video, and I want to tell Facebook, for people who viewed at least 10 seconds of this video or more in the last 365 days, I want them to be created into this audience. Now, let's say I wanted to shorten that. I can do 30 days. And let's say I wanted to change it. So you can go into drop down here. You say, you know what? I know I can get my message across in the first 3 seconds. So I want people who viewed at least 3 seconds of this video, and the people who viewed 10. Now, obviously, you're going to cover those people with this one, typically. You could also do people who've completed or viewed at least 15 seconds, which equates to a through play. So a through play is one of the KPIs for Facebook. And if you wanted to know what it is, it means somebody has watched at least 15 seconds of your video. Now, let's say you're like, no, I have a 5-minute video. I want to make sure that I'm creating an audience that really resonates with the message that I'm sharing with them. So I want people who've watched 50% of a 5-minute video. So if somebody who's watched a 2.5 minutes of their time watching a video on Facebook, it's typically something that resonates with them. So it'd be a great custom audience. So you can make the audience just people who've watched 50% of your video. You'd toggle these two off. Or if you want to do 95% of your video. So clearly the audience is going to be the highest here, and the audience is going to shrink. Obviously, think of it as a funnel. A lot of people are going to watch 3 seconds. Not a lot of people are going to watch 95% of your video. So keep that in mind when you're creating these custom audiences. Are you reaching a broad audience to begin with? If you are, maybe you can do 95%. If you're only reaching 10,000 people potentially, you probably want to do a 3 or 10 second. That way you can make sure you get in front of enough people the second time around. So I'll cancel this and it'll revert back to its normal edits. So that's a custom audience. Now we'll go through a lookalike audience. So here we got a lookalike audience, a 2 to 3% US based lookalike audience engaged with the Involved Dad Facebook page. So how did we create this one? If it opens up. So it's only going to let us edit the name, unfortunately. So I'll just walk you down through here. So what you do is this lookalike audience is using a custom audience, which is our engaged with Involved Dad Facebook page. So that means we've created, here it is right here. So we took this audience. So I'll show you this custom audience first, and then I'll show you the lookalike. So custom audience. And we took the page. When you create a custom audience, so if you were to click that create button right there, you'd go page, find your Facebook business page, events. So this is where these can change. So we wanted everyone who's engaged with the page. You can do people who like it or follow. So these are people that are that have shown a higher level of interest. Anyone who's visited your page, so whether it was through a Facebook ad or just stumbling upon it, people who've engaged with a post or an ad. This one's nice because you can get really specific on who engaged, so it can be any post or ad. People have clicked a call to action button. So if you have like a call us button, and you're telling yourself, if somebody clicked call us, then they're definitely interested, and maybe the first call didn't go as planned, but we want to stay at top of their mind. We're going to make sure that we reach out to them some more. They're going to see our ads. People who sent a message to your page, people who have saved your page or saved any post of your page, and then people who've donated. So this would be great for nonprofits. If people have donated to your page through the donate button, the fundraiser created, buy your page and you want to have another fundraiser coming up in 6 months, you could just say, hey, here we go. We got a reminder of our next fundraiser, and I want to show that to those types of people. You just select that. Retention, 365, 180, 90, 30 is typically what's used, the max being 365 days. The bigger the audience, the smaller the retention you can use. If you're doing like local stuff, you typically want to do 365 to 180 days. That way you're making sure you're giving Facebook enough information. And then just name the audience. So again, in the custom audiences, I told you can do exclusions, include as well. So I can include a different page. I can exclude. So let's just say I selected people who engage with a post, but I want to exclude everybody who clicked call to action, right? So I can start creating those exclusions inside of here, and you just update that audience. So let me cancel this one, and let me go to type, click saved. So I'll show you what a saved audience looks like. So saved audience is good for top of the funnel stuff because you're typically creating top of the funnel interests. So I'll show you how this works. This is a great example because it's got exclusions as well. Audience name, obviously name it something that's going to be familiar and stand out for yourself. Locations, we just have here people living in the United States, ages of 21 to 65. So if your business or your service is catered to a specific age group or a specific gender, this is where you want to put that information here. Obviously, we keep it open because we want to reach as many people as we can. Here in this specific example, we're doing more so like public speaking, and this is great right here. So define suggested alternatives. So it's given us alternatives because Facebook will sometimes remove interest. So it looks like they've removed motivational speaker, they've removed Eric Thomas, and Eric Thomas motivational speaker. So, but I can still show you this example. In here, we're just picking, interests that have any related, I guess, topics to public speaking. So we use public speaking, motivation, so motivational speaking, motivational speaker, motivational speaking, business and finance. So you see, this is the type of pathway to get to that. Personal development, public speaking, and then we excluded people who are already familiar with Eric Thomas because we didn't want that audience, right? We wanted a completely different audience. So when you create this, so I could even narrow this even more. So if I go narrow further, it'd say it's including people who like any of these. They also must not like these two. And we can, so this one actually is people who like this, and so they have to like one of these pages, and they also have to show an interest in Eric Thomas. Let's say I wanted to make an exclusion. I'd exclude, let's say I don't want people who are like sport fans. So if I type in sports, and then from here I can make it even more. So if I go, let me just show you what happens to the interest here. So 3.6 million to 4.2 million in the entire USA. If I exit that, see, it's 100 million. So it's shrunk so much just by taking away that. So that's how you can narrow your audience size on these edited audiences. If I wanted to narrow it further, so that means they must like one of these. They must like this, and then let's just say narrow further, and let's say they gotta like the New York, the place. So 2.4 million. Or let's say we wanted them to live in New York. 530,000. All right. Let's say we wanted to speak to people who were 30 to 45. And I just want to talk to men. So So I want to talk to men 30 to 45, 30 to 45 living in the state of New York who like any of these interests plus these two and one of these two interests plus the place of New York. 108,000. So we took an audience size of 112 million and narrowed it to 108,000. Now this would be a very specific audience, a great top of the funnel audience if you're specifically talking to somebody in this audience. So then you just update this one if you were to change it or save as new. You want to make this as similar as to what type of audience you're working on. So make sure the name, at least you can understand what type of audience you're working with just the name. So I'm going to exit this one so we don't save it. But guys, that is audiences, Facebook audiences. If you have any more questions or if you want to get a little deeper dive into it, make a comment on the video below or reach out to us on email and we'll make another video to help you out. Make sure you watch the next one and we hope these tips help.